Alright, let's start. So, to reiterate, what I did for this entire thing is the following. I'll show you the sheet now. I started with this. I manually put in every single standing, their seed next to it, where they're from, and every single round they played, the seeding of everyone they went against, whether it was a hard win or a hard loss. If it's more grayed out, it is if it's lighter in color, it means it was closer. And I went all the way down to top 96. But then I thought to myself, what's the point of limiting yourself to top 96? So I did the entire pool in the entire tournament, all of it, for pools to bracket. I did literally everything. Unfortunately, the lower you go, the more it becomes red. I mean, that's inevitable, right? Because that's related with placing. But all of this was done by hand. Max helped a lot, specifically with the seeding factor over here, which we'll get into later. Why? Because I like numbers. Some fun numbers. Let's start. Midgard 2022, I would like to preface, amazing tournaments, lots of representation, specifically from the Nordic country. I am, I think, 114. I do not play old school. So let's keep going. So who took part and how many? 168 people registered. Thank you for the follow, Kukuanka. 168 people registered for Ultimate specifically. 18 people DQ'd, and 150 of them therefore attended as competitors for Ultimate. The distribution is as you see below. 71 Swedes, 31 Norwegians, 17 Icelanders, 15 Danish, 5 Finnish, 5 Italians, goated behavior from them by the way, thank you for coming so much if you're in the chat, 2 Portuguese, 3 Dutch, and 1 German. You can see the chart over here, very nice, right? It's a nice little pie chart, and you can see that, having a tournament in Sweden somehow has a positive relationship to having the most people from it. Yeah, most people were Swedes. Oh well, almost the most people, but you get the point. This is a list of the DQers. There were 18 of them, and Jay was one of them, seed 5, Empire was seed 15. Those two specifically are very important, and we'll get to that later. Yeah, Norway DQs. Those two specifically are very important when it comes to seeding specifically, so we'll go back into that later. So, I'll give you a funny one. In my pool, I was with Bice, and I do not remember who else, and Bice overslept. He was thinking that the pool was going to be a 12, and it was a 10, and he never showed up. So, kind of the way it be, I guess. There was one extra DQ that DQ'd during day 2, which was Hilmer, seed 93, and DQ'd the win to Violet, which was seed 74 on day 2. Smallest and most DQ'd from pools. Alright, so let me ask you a question. How small do you think were the smallest pools? And how many DQs do you think were the most in a pool? I see 2 is the smallest pool. I see 3 is the smallest pool. 5 is the smallest pool. Can't wait for the Ton pool. We'll get to that later. Alright, so here's how it is. Pools A15 and B14 were the smallest pools post DQs at 3 people respectively. These pools were mine with Pipwolf, Petty, and Kiseseriu. The number next to them were, the people that got out and in what seeding they got out. The 2 DQs were Bias and Kritas. Fun fact about that, by the way. I showed up at regular time and it was only Kise. I played against Kise and then we waited another 30 minutes and Petty came along. I played those sets and then nobody else came. And we received word that Bice thought it was a 12 and he never came. He came at like 1 or something. So, funny story. Pretty funny, not gonna lie. The other 2 DQ'd pool from was B14, which contained YYZ, Shnoogi, and Belcampo, with also 2 DQs, Aso and Thor. The most DQs from a pool, as far as I can tell from Smash GG, or Startgg I guess, was 2. That was the max DQs from one pool. If there were more, then they recorded those wins as actual numbers, and I cannot see that at all. So, as far as I'm aware, there were only 2 DQs as max per pool. Any questions so far? I do not think you need any questions. If not, we keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we go. I forgot about that. Pool A12 also had 2 DQs. Nerko and Ash. However, there were 4 people in that pool. Edwardi, Schnibble, Jägerlilla, and the Big Dog, which honestly is a goated tag. Biggest pools. How big do you think the biggest pools were? Please, let me know. 6, 6, 6, 6. 6 is correct. The biggest pools got was up to 6 people. That is in fact correct. These pools were A9 that had Mysterio, Splarfy, Grimdeath, Phoenix, 507, Monica, Joestar, and Oz. Splarfy getting out as first seed, Mysterio as second, and Phoenix 507 as third. The second pool was A11 that had Max, Mint, and Zaxian, Kasilov, MM720, and John Sama. Which I would like to say, by the way, I have to talk about both these pools later, because they are part of something else I will show you later. Pool B11 had Jovin I think it's pronounced, Ichi, Eyelift, Spooky Frog, Luna Moon Emoji, and Sean the White. The order in which they got out was Jovin, Ichi, Eyelift. Round robin cringe, yada yada yada, that's fine. Let's keep going. Pool's face. There were no major upsets for the first seed to get out of winners, except for a few pools. I'm looking at you, Thorn. Pool A10 had Elwin, seed 42, take first seed by going undefeated, beating Rykos, seed 23, who instead took second seed. Pool A4 had Dato King, seed 58, win over Ton, seed 7, and because of even set score but advantageous head-to-head, Dato took first seed, Ton taking second. What's funny about this is that Dato won against Ton, which I believe included an SD in it, but lost against Short Curb, and honestly, Short Curb popped off for that. Good stuff to Short Curb. Let's keep going. Pool A11 had Max, Mint, and Zaxian, 3-way tie in set count and head-to-head, needing a best-of-1 tiebreaker to be played by all of them. I looked at the drama live, actually, because I was the one who had to call Max to tell him, hey, come here, you have to play a best-of-1 against all of them. I called Max, and Max was like, oh, for fuck's sake, dude. That was incredibly funny, but if Max had lost, that would have been incredibly sad. This is the result of round robin. Max took first, Mint took second, and Zaxxon took third seed. Round robin is based. Round robin causes stuff like this. Pool 816, lastly, had Osk beating Kuzuha with an assist from Town and City itself, 2-0 to claim first seed, leaving Kuzuha with second. And those were the pool phase upsets. So, after pools is done, this is the demographic of top 96. 28 Swedes were knocked out, 9 Norwegians were taken out, 8 Icelanders were taken out, 6 Danish were taken out, 1 Finnish, 1 Italian, 1 Portuguese, and the rest remained intact. The proportion became smaller, you'll see a comparison in just a second, but the percentage change tells a whole lot. The Swedes got destroyed. Down to 40%, it happens, dude. The Swedes got destroyed. Well, that's what you get with having a larger population of people in the bracket, right? You get more people at the top and more people at the bottom, sadly. Now the makeup is 44.8% Swedes, 22.9% Norwegians, 9.4% Icelanders, 9.4% Danish, 4.2% Finnish, 4.2% Italians, 1% Portuguese, 3.1% for the Netherlands, and 1% Germany. This is before and after pools. It's pretty close. The numbers are, you know, pretty hard to read, especially with so much little population. But this is it. This is the proportion. The pie chart is pretty much identical. As I told you, it's literally a matter of numbers, not really about skill at this point. So, let's move on to the best placings by country in the Nordics. I believe we have Sweden first. Who was it that got the best result for Sweden? Come on, say it out with me. It starts with Jotte and finishes with Borg. Please, can I hear it? Can I have this chant in the chat, please? I want to see it in the chat. Jotte! There you go. There you go. Congrats to KP, who got second, getting a seeding upset of 3 as he was seeded 6th. I believe Norway is next. Do you know who got the highest Norwegian result at the tournament? Let's see if anyone knows. Ambil is Anton? Yeah, but that's not fair. He's your teammate, no? You're from the same... Okay, fine. It was Ambil with 9th. We have a seeding upset of 1 as he was seeded 13th. I was the one who beat him and claimed top 8 in his stead. Next is Iceland. Can you tell me who got the best results for Iceland? There were 2 people who were tied. Are you able to tell me who got the best results? I see Irely. I see Solar. 3, 2, 1. It was Irely and Seether with 23rd. Seeding upset of 2 for Seether, as he was seeded 69 and therefore top 65. And seeding upset of 1 for Irely, who was seeded 56 and therefore top 49. I believe that Solar was 1 step below at 49th. Next is Denmark. Any guesses? Any at all? I don't think it's very hard. Hope? That's a... Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get to Hope. Soon! Soon with 7th! Seeding upset of 1 as he was seeded 12th, and therefore top 9. And of course, Finland. I already showed it, so I'll just show it. Lasola was first, as seeded. Otherwise, it was Genie with 17th. There was a seeding upset of 1 as he was seeded 29, and therefore top 25. Hugo the GOAT, but Genie impressive. And then we have the best placing by country for the rest. I'm not going to pretend you know this, so I'm going to go ahead and show them off. Italy! Jenki was the best, getting 25th, with a seeding upset of 5 as he was seeded 150, and therefore top 129. Here's Axion. Thank you for the follow, Axion. Italy was seeded so low, we'll get to that, don't worry about it. Portugal! I don't want to mispronounce this, I think it's Iberize, with 65. Seeding upset of -3 as he was seeded 30th. But it happens when you're the only representative. Netherlands, Mad Ice King with 3rd. Seeding upset of 4 as he was seeded 9th. Give a clap to Mr. Mad Ice King, who fucking destroyed us. He destroyed all of us. Go to the performance, you can say that again. Good shit, Mad Ice King, good shit. Let's keep going with Germany, who was Bibel Campo with 65th. Seeding upset of 0, he was seated 85th, which is part of the top 65 bracket. I have not, Zaxian. I'm getting to you very soon. Best seeding upset for every Nordic country. Now this is different. This is no longer about best placing, but how hard you destroyed your seed. So this is a bit trickier to guess. So let's start easy. Sweden. Who was the player who destroyed their seed the most? Who was it? Give it to me. I think Ignister. Max, please. KP, actually. TV. I'm giving you 5 more minutes. 5 more seconds, not minutes. What the hell? Come on. TV. Do not make fun of Ignister, please. Come on. Alright. Time Balloon had by far one of the 2 most impressive runs out of everyone attending, demolishing his seed and outdoing it by 5 placements. From seed 26, he placed 5th. That is insane in terms of performance. Next, we have Norway. Can you tell me who had the best performance seeding-wise for Norway? You have 10 seconds. Raikos, Canary, Canary, Canary. And you'd be correct. It is Canary who outplays the seed by 3, getting 13th at seed 47. Pretty fucking impressive if you ask me. Who do we have next? I forget. Wait. Okay, next we have Iceland. Who would you say is Iceland? It's either Isley, Canary gotta stop sandbagging locals. Alright, I'm gonna show Iceland in just a second. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was Cedar who outplayed the seed by 2, getting 33rd. Now I think we have Denmark, which you've already seen, so I'll show it, who outplaced the seed by 2, getting 17th. And I think the last one is Finland. So can you please tell me who you think outplaced the most in Finland? Finland Genie? Genie, probably Genie. It was Genie who outplaced the seed by 1, getting 17th. Unfortunately, the Finnish people did not do many upsets, but he did the best of everyone else, including Lance, who was seeded first. I'm sorry, Lance, you can't win them all. If you're seeded first, just expect it to win. So, for everyone else, let's start with your favorite, Italy. Genki, with 150th seed, had the other most impressive run in the tourney and outplayed the seed by 5 placements, getting 25th. I also want to highlight Zaxxon's run, which starting from 153rd, outplayed the seed by 3, getting top 49. That is insane. Also added 2 people because I'm heavily biased. I hope you know that. Let's keep going. Portugal, unfortunately, same result as prior, ending at 65th. The Netherlands still met the Ice King, who got 3rd and therefore upset the seed by 4 placements. You claim a best in 2 categories, Mad Ice King. 2 categories. And Germany still got Campo with a seeding upset of 0. Unfortunate. Okay, here's the spicy stuff. The best seeding upsets. Player versus player. Okay? Player versus player. So let's start with pools. Vulcan upset the Ravens 2-1 in pool B6 with a seed upset value of 4. Seed 82 to seed 18. I also want to say everything above 4 will be shown and will increase in intensity. Phoenix 507, seed 110, upset Splarfy, which was seed 19, 2-1 in pool A9 with a seed upset value of 5. Gonna keep going, yeah? Zaxian 153 upset Max 2-0 in pool A11 with a seed upset value of 5. And the only reason he did not get out at first is because they had to play a 3-way best of 1. Unlucky, Zaxian. Get luck next time. And then lastly, with the highest seeding upset in pools, Natto King, 58th seed, beat Ton, 7th seed, 2-1 in pool A4 with a seed upset value of 6. I am sorry, Ton, you're getting roasted today. I'm joking. I am joking. Everyone is cool. Any questions so far? Any questions? Because now we're going to the main bracket. That was too good. Agreed. My king, Dato. At least my king count was higher. Never lucky. Sweet supremacy. I'm joking. Any questions? TV host vibe you give. Thank you very much, Mr. KP. So now, we are going to main bracket. And, yeah. Let's keep going. Continuing with top 96. Max upset Mo, 25th seed to 8th seed, 2-1 in winner round 1, with a seed upset value of 4. Genki 150 upset Voravi 34. 3-1 and loses round 3 with a seed upset value of 4. Rykos upset Whoopi 3-2 and loses round 3. Seed upset value of 6. Ravis upset Hope 18th seed to 2nd seed 3-2 in winners round 2 with seed upset value of 7. And finally, the GOAT, the legend himself, taking home first place in this category, Marwin, seed 35, upset Whoopi, which was 3rd seed 2-0 in winners round 1 with a seed upset value of 8. Of 8! The highest in the entire tournament of 8! Like, I'm not sure if how hard I can like explain how big of a gap this is. This is an insane gap. Like, insane. Good shit, Marwin. Good upset. Huge by King Marwin. Let's keep going. Best losers runs. There's 2 of them here. There is 2 of them here that are going to be highlighted. Can you both guess what they are? Can you guess who they are? I see a Common. I see a Kuzuha. I see Mo. I see Common, Lance. Okay, for the sake, I am ignoring Lance because Lance got into losers late. I'm ignoring Lance. Common, Canary, Common. Let's go. There were 2 people with the most impressive loser runs, excluding Lancelot, who got knocked into losers late into the tournament. Common beat Schnibble, Mist, Zome, Jenki, and Leoven for a grand total of 5 sets, 1 for losers after having started the day from loser side top 96. And Anvil ended his run at 13th place. 5 sets. 5 from losers. That's a fucking run, dude. What does Common play? Ryu. I broke something. Very good. I'll take care of that later. Insane run. Absolutely insane run. Best show to Sweden? Now, yes. He is now, probably. Let's move on. Canary Bird was the second one, who beat Burzov, Eilift, Eduardi, J-Bob, and Osk for another grand total of 5 sets, 1 for losers. Also starting the day from loser side top 96. And Max ended his run also at 13th place with a 3-2. Any questions? Otherwise, I'll take them at the end. Actually, I'll take them at the end. I have a lot of spreadsheet stuff anyway. So, let's move on. Why was Canary in losers? Alright, let's dig it up. Why was Canary in losers? Let's see here. I have this, I might as well use it. Canary lost to Ravus in pools. That is why. Canary got to Ravus in pools. And I think the fact that Vulcan upset Ravus was what happened. So, I want to preface that what you're about to see is not meant as an attack to anyone, not the tournament organizers, and not the players who performed badly. This is just numbers. I am not here to attack. Below, you will see a chart of the average over-under seeding for every region in top 96. Pools are very jank, because people can outplace their seed even when they lose every game. That has happened a lot. So we neglect them for this. This is the graph. Sweden on average outplaced their seed by 1 full placing, which means they were underseeded by 1. Norway placed 0.6 placement below the seed, meaning that they were underseeded by 0.6. They were overseeded by 0.6 placement. Iceland overperformed their seed by 0.6 placings, and Denmark 0.33 below. Finland matched completely. Italy completely destroyed their average placement by essentially 3 placements each on average. Portugal, unfortunately, was 3 less, but as you can tell, Portugal only has 1 representation, so it doesn't really matter. That happens. Germany broke even with 1 person also, and the Netherlands were 1.33 placements higher. However, I do not find this fair because Whoopi and Hope had a lot riding on their shoulders. Like a lot. I did not find this fair to leave it as it is, because upsets on them meant that the entire country kind of went to the ground. So, let me just remove outliers. In statistics, outliers are numbers of distribution which skew averages a lot because of wildly different results, especially with low sample size, which is the case here. Let us remove them for Sweden, Norway, and Denmark, old at the top, new at the bottom. By removing Hope, Whoopi, and Time Balloon, Sweden didn't change much. Norway became much less negative, much less, you're pretty much averaging your seeding placement, and Denmark even became positive, showing they on average outplaced their seed or remained the same, more or less. Because Rolly is back, I'm gonna show them the 3 average placements higher of their country. You were underseeded by 3 on average. Do not remove TB. I actually was considering not removing TB because TB is not an outlier. The entirety of Sweden had +5, +4, +3, +4, +3, +4. So that's not an outlier. But I will say Norway had a -8 and Denmark had a -7. That has to be removed because it's not fair to the rest. It's really not fair to the rest. So this is the final conclusion. Sweden, all of it in top 96 was underseeded on average by 1 placement. On average. Norway was overseeded by 0.6 placements with Whoopi or 0.2 without Whoopi. And Denmark was overseeded by 0.3 placements with Hope, and without Hope, Denmark was removed by 0.25. Iglister, you were not underseeded because the reason I got these numbers is I averaged out the seeding factor for everyone. You were -1. You disappointed Sweden. Anyway, let's move on. I know, bro, it was a joke. Mine was a joke too, bro. Don't worry about it. Mine was a joke too. I was probably overseeded. You were not. You actually broke seed, I believe. Anyway, last statistic. This is a funny one. How close do you think that the TOs managed to land their seeding? The seeding of their participants? Thank you for the follow, Yoink. This means either a 0, a -1, or a 1, because I feel like that's fair. That's fair, I think. So where do you think, how much percentage of top 96 was according to their seed, or -1 or +1? What do you think? What's the percentage? 100% because the TOs were great. The TOs were great, but I mean, numbers are numbers. 30%? Okay. 85%? 50%? Fuck numbers, that was better than math. Alright, I'll show the numbers. So I've already said so. Seeding accuracy beyond top 96 is skewed because there's the possibility of getting a higher seed even if you lose every game. This is because of round robin pools. So, identify the percentage of top 96 who matched or were -1, 1 in placement against the seeding. And it turns out that 65% matched the seeding or were -1 and 1. Now, the reason why I want to make the -1 and 1 very important or noticed is because the fact that since Jay and what's the other person? I forgot their name. The other Norwegian did not make it there. Pyram, thank you. It is not like, unfortunately, the seeding placements are a bit skewed because if they were there, they might have won, right? So it's a bit hard to say. So that's why I included -1 and 1 in placement. So, last slide. There's the conclusion. If there's anything you want me to address, I have the database next to me. It is on the other screen. Big thank you to the TOs and crew for having organized this amazing tournament. And none of this was made to offend anyone. I just really like numbers, and I hope you enjoyed. As a matter of fact, I like numbers so much that according to some autism detection people or whatever, playing RuneScape is one of the determining factors for having autism. Do not ask me why I know that. There was a friend of mine who went to a guy that was meant to diagnose, and they asked him, hey, what do you do in your spare time? And he said, I play RuneScape, and they write something down. And then after that, the guy asked the people, wait, Why are you asking? Why are you writing that down? And does that have anything to do with being autistic? And they just nodded. So, there you go. And I can't wait to participate in more events that contain more players from other Nordic countries. This event really made me feel like we're all very close. And see you at Smashboard. I want to be there. I want to be there. I know there's not a whole lot here that is, you know, much more difficult. However, yo, what the fuck? Thank you so much for the subs. What the hell, dude? Thank you so very much, Mysterio. You really didn't have to. I would like to say, right now, before you all leave, thank you so much for the sub, everyone. Before you leave, that you see the subscriber goal over there? That subscriber goal has a goal to it, which is not what it says there. I'm going to grab myself a Kazuya costume, a Kazuya cosplay, and wear it at my next big event in December in Italy. And I will be playing Kazuya while cosplaying Kazuya. And every time I win, every single time, I will do the Kazuya pose. Every single time. That is the goal. And I will bring it to Smashboard. I will. If I manage to beat the sub, thank you for the prime, Rolly. I will be wearing the Kazuya costume. And I will be coming with it. I will become Darkstalker, but for Kazuya. Holy shit, 30 viewers. Will you say I'm not gonna sugarcoat it? I'll probably just stand there menacingly and laugh while people get 0 to death or something like that. But that is the goal. Alright. Presentation is over. I hope you enjoyed. However, here's the spreadsheet. Is there any question you wish me to answer?